Hey guys, Matt Science here, and today I'm returning to r/IDontWorkHereLady, and I've got 4 stories lined up, like I usually do whenever I do subreddits like these. Let's hop into the first one. My mum thinks I'm a taxi driver. When I try to explain I'm not, she gets more mad. I'm a 17-year-old male, and this story takes place a few years ago when I was in secondary school. So my friend, let's call her Emily, always used her mother's phone to call me because she wasn't allowed to have one at the time, and I don't know why. Me and her were good friends and dated at one point, but we don't talk anymore. So, one of the days, I receive a call from the phone number Emily uses to call me, and I pick up thinking it's Emily calling me when this is where it begins. Hello? Yes, hello. I'd like to get a taxi to... I don't remember to where she wanted it to go. So, could he come over quickly? I need to be there quick. I'm sorry, but I'm not a taxi driver, and you got the wrong number. Don't lie to me. I know you're a taxi driver, so don't BS and get your butt over here. As I said, I'm not a taxi driver. Plus, I don't drive. I'm not old enough to drive yet, lady. I know you're a taxi driver, I used this number before, so stop this short and do your job, you fucking idiot. Listen, lady, I already told you I'm not a taxi driver, and that I'm not of the right age to drive yet, so can you please fuck off and get your butt... Get off my butt. Bye. And hang up. When I ended the call, I thought, what a weird lady, and I didn't know it was Emily's mother until the next day. When I was in school, Emily told me it was her mother and that she was sorry about it, and I said it was fine and not a big deal. Also, her mother, they tried to call me after I ended the call. I just put my phone on silent and put on Netflix so I could relax and enjoy my day. At least the mum felt sorry for what she did. Not many people would feel sorry. They'd still be like, why did he not come? Why did he ignore me? But no, this mum is just like, I made a mistake. Karen tangles with a combat veteran and gets more than a handful. I am a 52-year-old man that works as a butcher at a pork processing plant, and I never encountered a Karen in my hometown. So some background, I live in a town of about 20,000 people in southeast Iowa. I've lived there my entire life, my 6 years spent in the military, and serving in Operation Desert Storm. I cannot read. Yeah, it's been 25 years. I was discharged in 1996, but it serves a relevant point that people always tend to mess with the ones they know nothing about. So, here comes the story. The other day I was at a neighborhood grocery store. We'll call it HV to keep anonymity. And was buying a couple loaves of bread as I had run out. Now, at HV, their work uniform is a red polo shirt with the company name embroidered on the left breast area in white, khaki, or black pants, and different coloured aprons. Black for the deli/meat counter, red for floor and front area, green for floral, and a white lab coat for the pharmacy. I could have been in the aisle for 10 seconds when I feel a pair of eyes on my shoulder. I cannot read right now. I turn with a start, causing the woman directly behind me to give a frown. I'll call her Karen. You know, you shouldn't stand behind people like that. You don't know how they'll react. I need your help. Stupid me didn't register the way she said that, which would have set off the alarm bells. Now, there are people out there that state their anger is on a short fuse. I don't have a fuse. I have a button. Push it, and it's Armageddon. One thing I do have to admit, though, I've been pretty good at keeping it suppressed. I'm usually very level-headed. I've had enough violence in my life. I would give anything if I could just live in peace. If you want help, ask one of the employees. I am... Huh? The realization suddenly hits me like a tank, and that she's talking to me. Ma'am, I don't work here. I was wearing a black t-shirt, black cargo pants, black socks, and black sneakers. There was nothing about how I was dressed that said I worked there. However, Karen must be blind as well as deaf. Don't lie to me. You work here. By this time, I could feel me starting to lose control. This insufferable oaf was wearing my patient's fin. What about my clothes says I work here? You're wearing an employee uniform. You need to help me now. Oh, bad move, Karen. I'm about 6'1". I weigh 210 pounds. I'm not a small guy, and my voice is fairly deep, meaning when my volume goes up, I can get very intimidating. So much so, I've made more than a few scared of me. And at this point, manners have gone out the window. I've had enough. What fucking part of I don't work here do you not understand, you irritating fucking pencil neck? After Karen loses a surprised look on her face, she balls up her fist, and guess this, I'm going to kick your butt look. I see this, and at the same time, I notice a couple of employees behind me, so I return her look with a go ahead and try it look. Fair warning, you swear me like a man, you better prepare to take a punch like a man. Well, Karen relaxes her hands, then she hauls off and slaps me across my face, knocking my glasses off and scraping the bridge of my nose. I did bleed a bit, but the kicker was that she was laughing. Apparently, Karen must have thought I wasn't doing anything. However, she tangled with the wrong guy. She turns to look at me, and I put her on her butt with a slap across her face. I warned you. Karen decides to play a trump card. I'm going to have you arrested. I smiled widely and pointed to the security cameras installed in the ceiling to the end of each of the aisles. Have a nice day, female dog. I grabbed my 2 loaves of bread and walked up front to pay, while Karen is frog marched to the office in the back of the store. I found out the next day the grocery store decided to suspend her from the establishment for 30 days. Sucks to be her. Gotta be prepared. A slap for a slap is always... Like, if you're gonna slap someone, expect a slap back. Expect a clap back. Finally got to tell a junk customer how every clerk felt after assisting them. This happened a few years ago, but it felt oh so satisfying. Kind of long, TLDR. I told the customer at the store I no longer worked, at how I and every other clerk felt about helping them. Former manager confirms my statements. For a period of time, I worked for a New Zealand-based hardware/home and garden store. We had a customer that was the most impolite individual, definitely thought of retail people as lower than himself, and treated every clerk with contempt. In this, there's me, JC, which is the junk customer, SM store manager. Well, I thought there was going to be more to that list. Well, my course had changed, and I moved on from said job and was working as a carpenter and was in that location to buy something for a project I was working on. The uniform at the store was a dark green polo and a dark green fleece as a cover-up. I'm a woodsy guy. Almost all my clothes are brown, tan, duck, black, green, and this day I happen to be wearing dark brown pants with a dark green sweatshirt from a local building supply company. Dark green with white labeling of said company. Pretty easy to see it wasn't a store-issued garment with any real observation. I'm in the hardware aisle where there are also lubricants for loosening bolts and whatnot, which I was looking at. This guy walks into the aisle, and I made no notice besides that someone else had entered the space. That guy sounds horrible. Excuse me? Sorry. Thinking I'm blocking the shelving, he needs something off and moving over. No. You're supposed to help me. No, I am not. I no longer work for this company. That's bullshit. I see you here regularly. You're even wearing a uniform. Again, wrong yaw. Wrong yaw. Every time I see that, I'm gonna call that out. This is a insert building company sweatshirt, pointing at the label on my breast. I haven't worked here for almost a year, and the reason I'm in here regularly is because, like you, it's the closest hardware store to my house. Well, you're going to help me anyway, because you know stuff about what I need. Again, wrong yaw. Nope. In no way is that happening. I didn't get paid enough when I did work here to put up with your shorty attitude. And now I'm not making any money for this interaction. I'm definitely not putting up with it. I'm going to tell SM about this. And she's going to do what exactly? Hold your hand and tell you it'll be okay? She doesn't hold sway over me or my actions in this moment, so good luck with that. I can't believe how rude you are. That's rich. Are you really that self-unaware? Have you ever not actually thought about why, when I did work here, and why I was the only one to help you? I'll clue you in. It's because no one else wanted to, and I wanted to keep them from your condescension and entitled attitude. Now this time, SM had come around to find me, as we had good relationship and wanted to catch up. She heard a decent amount of what was said on the way over. As she walks into the aisle, JC turns to her and says, "Your so-called former employee is verbally abusing me and says that no one ever wants to help me because I'm a jerk." Well, SM doesn't have much of a filter and responds with, "Well, he is a former employee and hasn't worked here for nearly a year. And frankly, customer's name, he's not wrong." The look on his face was priceless, and he just hurried and told her he would take his business elsewhere, which only got a simple "you do that" from her. We had a good laugh, and the vindication from her, coupled with the opportunity to say what I did, was fantastic. That's just great. Just say it as it is. You're just gonna say it as it is and just destroy them if they are a terrible customer and you don't work at the company anymore. I'm the delivery guy, not a porch pirate. This just happened and I had to post it. My friend and I both work for Amazon Flex, which has freelance drivers deliver packages to different areas that are a little off the beaten path. This way, everyone, even those who live in tiny forgotten towns that are surrounded by cornfields, will get the packages in a timely manner. Today, my husband, who I'll refer to as husband, was doing a block in such an area. It's early in the day, and the car is full of packages when he entered small town. It was the kind of place that had a post office, a gas station, and an old mill and a sheriff. It's the place where everyone knows everyone because they're all related by blood or marriage. Ooh. So when husband starts making stops at houses in town in an unfamiliar car, everyone notices. Husband doesn't even realize that he's being watched. It's just another stop on his delivery route. Then he goes to drop a package at a house at the end of a dead end road. He does the drop at the door, sends the notice to the customer that the package has been delivered, and gets back into the car to go to the next stop. Except the road is now being blocked by a sheriff's car. Husband stops and sheriff approaches him, telling him that he received some calls about him. A suspicious man that was going from house to house and had packages in his vehicle. Husband gives him his ID and tells him, I work for Amazon. I just delivered a package to that house back there. These other packages are for other customers. Sheriff takes a look at husband's ID, then his phone to take a look at the app. Then Sheriff looks at his own phone before going to the house husband just left to see if the package was there. Sheriff then looks past husband and sees someone watching them. Husband described the look Sheriff gave the person as a mix of course, and are you fucking with me? And Sheriff then tells husband that he had been accused of being a porch pirate before stomping past husband to scream at the person watching them. Sheriff apparently not only knew the person who had called to report husband as a porch pirate, but the delivery husband had just done was to the sheriff at his house. Oh! Sheriff went off on the nosy neighbor about, don't they have anything better to do? Wasting police time. And yes, he was sure that husband was telling the truth, since he had received the delivery notice on his phone, and the package was on his porch. Yes! Sheriff came back to husband, thanked him for his time, and sent him on his way. Husband was annoyed that he was held up for over 20 minutes, but I think this story was worth it. The sheriff was the one receiving the package. Yes! I love that. That's just pure gold. It's like the perfect alignment of events to go over 20 minutes. Anyways, links will be in the description to my main channel and also the second channel that you're on right now for you guys to go check out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know next video comes out. A ding, ding. And the Mad Scientist out.